Rochelle here, and guess what? I have been tagged to do a yarn lovers video. I was invited by a fellow YouTuber. Her name is Happy Knits. That is spelled Happee Knits. And I will leave a link in the description box below to her channel. It's a fairly new channel. She just had a 100 subscriber giveaway, which is awesome. I remember when I had mine and I thought it was like the best thing ever. She knits, and I think she's trying to learn how to crochet. But anyway, so this video is going to be a little different than my usual. It's not a show and tell, but it's just to get to know a little bit about me. And the tag is called the Yarn Lovers Tag. Okay, so there are 11 questions total, and I have my answers written, you know, so I don't forget anything. And there's also some other yarn lover tag videos going around. Check those out as well. I'm kind of late to the party. Yeah, so I'm just now doing this video, which is really sad. But anyway, okay, so the first question is, who are you? Okay, well, my name is Rochelle. I live in North Carolina. I am originally from Virginia, and I am married to my wonderful husband, Jeremy. I grew up in the south side of Virginia, in the country, as my husband would say, in the boondocks. But yeah, so small town girl, yeah, you know, even now, like the city I live in, it's still country, but to me it's like huge, which makes everybody else laugh because they don't think it's really that big. But I grew up in a very small town. Okay, so excuse me. The next question is, do you knit, crochet, or both? Well, as many of you all know, I just learned how to knit. So yes, I do crochet. I've been crocheting, I don't know, since I was 12, maybe. I've been crocheting for a really long time. And I recently learned how to knit a few months ago. And I also loom knit as well. And I have other hobbies that I like, and some I haven't done in a while, such as cross stitching and latch hooking, and I also enjoy sewing. But to answer the question, I knit and I crochet. And yeah, I'm really loving it. So my love of yarn definitely started at a very young age. So yeah. Alright. Also, the third question is, when did you start your love of yarn? And like I said, it started at a very young age. I've always liked crafting. Always. Okay, so the fourth question is, what is your favorite or proudest make? So this is asking, what is my most favorite project that I've ever made? Actually, I have it here in my lap. Let me get it. It's super, super huge. So I'm probably not going to be able to get it all in one shot. But yeah, let me show you what it is. This is it. Okay, it's gotten caught in my chair. There we go. But yeah, so this is it. It is a wrap. And what's funny is I worked on this during my internship in college back in like 2011 maybe. Yeah, I was doing a summer internship, and I'm so proud of it. It's my first big project, and it's so funny. I have tassels only on one side, and I've had this yarn. This was a yarn that was left over, and to this day, like 5 years later, I still haven't put tassels on the other side. But this is the yarn. It is Red Heart Super Saver Bonbon. Really pretty. Lots of pretty colors in there. But yeah, so I guess in a way it is kind of show and tell. But yeah, so this is the yarn that I use, Red Heart Super Saver Bon Bon. And I don't even know how many skeins I used. Like, I really don't even know. But it was supposed to be somewhat small, but I was enjoying the pattern so much that I kept crocheting. Yeah, so I think it took like 6 or 7 skeins when it was only probably supposed to take 4. And it was just great because I was crocheting at a very early age, but just being in college and being super busy, I kind of, you know, I didn't make a whole lot of time for crocheting. And then, you know, once I got this internship and, you know, college courses, they weren't so strenuous. I didn't have as many. I made time to, you know, make something because I was making like really small projects, like hats and scarves. But yeah, so this is my first big project. And the sad thing is, like, I was not keeping up with my projects like I should. And till this day, I cannot find this project. I have no idea what the name of it is. I've tried to type in some of the stitches, some of the cluster stitches, you know, parts of the pattern that I remember. I've tried Googling them, and it must have been like one of those written patterns that somebody photocopied out of a book or something. I don't know. I can't find the pattern, which is really sad because I would love to make it again. I have found some patterns that's closer to it, but yeah, still haven't found the exact pattern. But like I said, it's huge. And it wraps all the way around me, even on my legs. But yeah. Super, super huge. Okay. Back to the questions. Alright. Let's see. Number 5. Where is your favorite place to buy yarn? Okay, so my most favorite place to buy yarn is at my local yarn store, which is called Elle's Yarn Stash. I've always been one to shop like at the big box stores. You know, growing up like in a small town, all we ever had was Walmart. So when I got older and I saw more of the world and I discovered Joann's and Michael's and Hobby Lobby and AC Moore. Oh, I love AC Moore. So I love shopping at those places as well. But lately I've been kind of changing, you know, the yarn that I'm into. I love the big box yarn, but it's nothing like having one-of-a-kind hand-dyed yarn as well, and using like natural fibers and things like that. So I love all sorts of yarn. I love my big box yarn, but my favorite place to buy yarn would definitely be my local yarn store. And you know, I just think it's great to support indie dyers, you know, even if you're supporting them online or at a local yarn shop. I think it's great to support indie dyers because, you know, they're awesome, and it's nice to kind of have a colorway that, you know, like not a lot of people are going to have. But yeah, so when it comes to my favorite place to buy yarn, it's definitely my local yarn store. But I also like to shop at the big box brands as well. And yeah, so that's where I like to shop. And yeah, I'm just all about trying new different types of yarn. And I'm kind of on this merino kick, and I want to try some more because I'm really, really enjoying it. And I think it's good to have like a plethora of different yarns to use. And if you all will notice, I'm in a different place in my yarn room. I'm on the other side because I've got a ton of stuff where I usually film, and I'll make a separate video about all the new yarn that I bought in a separate video. Okay, so number 6. What is your most used pattern? I would definitely have to say that my slouchy hat pattern is the most used pattern. I love slouchy hats. Yeah, I just absolutely love slouchy hats. I have big hair and they're great for that. Slouchy hats are awesome. I kind of like to do my own thing when it comes to slouchy hat patterns, but at the same time there are some really great slouchy hat patterns out there that are great for crocheting. I don't know any in knitting. I'm still new to knitting, but as far as crochet, definitely my favorite pattern would definitely have to be my crochet slouchy hat pattern. And yeah, and far as knitting, I really like the 504 King West shawl. It's super easy. Also there's one called the Keeping It Simple Stockinette pattern. I really like that. And far as slouchy hats goes, there's one called the Really Easy Slouchy Hat. And I'm trying to remember who it's by. I will put a link in the description box below to the video that I like, to the pattern that I like. All right, let's see. Number 7. Okay, number 7 is, what is your most dreaded yarn related task? Okay, so my most dreaded yarn related task is weaving in yarn tails. Oh my gosh. But I think anybody who, you know, crochets or knits, that's always the one that they say. However, I have found another one that I don't like. So I don't like weaving in the yarn ends, and I absolutely despise cutting out knots that I find in skeins of yarn. And I think that's why I like to cake my yarn first, because yeah, I hate to find a knot and then you have to cut it out of the yarn. That is just so annoying. And now that I'm knitting, I don't like doing bind offs, simply because when you're doing a project and it's like 100+ stitches and you have to bind off each stitch, yeah, not my most favorite part of knitting, but I'll come to like it. I know a lot of people don't like seaming, but I seam a lot of projects, a lot of crochet projects anyway, so seaming does not bother me. But binding off, it's getting better, but it sometimes feels like a little weird, you know, when I'm binding off. It almost like I feel like I'm knitting backwards, but it'll get better. Okay, number 8. Are you a Ravelry user? And how many patterns are in your queue? Yes, I am a Ravelry user. I am Queen's Yarn Boutique on Ravelry, and I will leave a link in the description box below. And I don't have many projects in the queue, because I usually only like to put projects in my queue or my library if I know I'm absolutely going to use them. However, I do like putting projects in my favorites list, and right now I have over 90 projects, crochet and knit, that are in my favorites list that I would, you know, kind of like my goals. Maybe one day I'll get the chance to make them. Number 9. What are your favorite needles? So I've been trying a lot of different needles lately, but I have to say my favorites so far are definitely my ChiaoGoo needles. Love them. I love the cables. I love the metal. I love the point. I just absolutely love my ChiaoGoo needles. Yeah, it's just absolutely great. Now, my favorite crochet hooks would definitely have to be my wooden bamboo handle hooks from Hobby Lobby in their Yarnology brand. Absolutely love them. They're so comfortable on my hands. Yeah, really, really great. Yeah, I just really like them, and I suggest you try them out. And I know that this is going to just, you know, drive some people crazy, but I am a boy hook fan. Yeah, I just am. I have like one Susan bait hook, but wise, and maybe that's why I like the Yarnology hooks, is because their tip is similar to the boy hooks. And I know that's like this great, you know, debate in the crochet world, but yeah, both brands are great, but I prefer the tip of a boy hook, and the Hobby Lobby crochet hooks kind of have that same type of tip as a boy hook. So yes, I know, sorry, don't get mad at me, don't throw tomatoes at me. It's just, you know, what I like. Okay, and the very last question is, do you have any other hobbies? Yes, I do. I enjoy sewing, and I also love gardening. I've been gardening with my grandmother for the longest time, ever since I was a really young girl. I always used to take pictures of my Grandma Queen's flowers because I absolutely love gardening. And yeah, so I like sewing and I like gardening. Some of the things I like to sew are pillows, pillowcases, skirts. I haven't made a dress in a long time. And far as flowers, it's cold now, so most stuff have, you know, the frost has gotten most of the things in my garden. But I have knockout roses, which are actually still doing great. And I had different varieties of hostas in my garden. And I had black eyed Susans. And I also had a ginormous elephant ear this year. And if you watch some of my previous videos, you all can see my flower garden from this year. And I will leave a link to that video in the description box as well. So yeah. And oh, I just notated that my flowers were in my Yarn Talk 46 video. So yeah, so those are all of my questions and answers, and thank you to Happy Knits for tagging me. Go check her out. She's pretty cool. She has a lot of knitting tutorials on there, and yeah, so until next time, I hope y'all are having an awesome day, and I hope y'all have an awesome week, and bye.